Good afternoon, Mary.
Good afternoon, Martin.
I believe that you're the Labour Party candidate for the constituency of Aberconwy.
That's right.
Okay, and just for the purposes of those watching, you are Mary Wimbury.
That's right, Mary Wimbury, Labour candidate for Aberconwy in the general election.
So, Mary, why do you think that you would make a good MP?
I have a strong sense of what's fair and what's right, and I want to stand up for people in this area and get that across. I think what people want for an MP is someone who listens to them and someone who takes up issues on their behalf and makes things happen. And I think I've got the experience and the skills to enable me to do that.
Excellent. So you mentioned skills. What skills do you have to bring to that particular role?
I suppose what I'm good at is cutting through things, finding out what the key issues are, finding compromises, finding solutions and trying to bring people together to make those things happen. I've also got experience back in the 90s of working in Parliament, and for example I ran the BBC's campaign to keep at that point what was the Five Nations and the FA Cup final on free-to-air television, free for everybody to watch. So I know how Parliament works and how to make things happen there.
Where would you be based? Where would your office be if you were elected?
I think it's important for an MP to have an office that's visible and accessible to all the people in the constituency. Now, it's a big constituency, but everyone comes into Llandudno now and again to do their shopping, visit things, whatever. So I'd want to have an office on a street in Llandudno that everybody knew where it was and knew how to get hold of me.
Okay, so the big question really is, why do you want to be an MP?
Well, sometimes I ask myself that as well, but I still believe in wanting to change the world, making it a fairer, better place, and I do think as a representative of the people of Aberconwy in Parliament, I could do that. I think both in terms of, I think the country as a whole could be doing better, but in particular, I want to stand up for this area and make sure we get our fair share of the country's prosperity.
And so specifically then, why should I, as an individual who lives in Aberconwy, why should I vote for you?
Well, if you want an MP who, as I say, has a strong sense of justice and unfairness and will stand up for you, listen to you, take up issues on your behalf, always respond courteously to constituents and work incredibly hard for them, I think this election is a choice about where we want Britain to go. Do we want to see further and further cuts in public services, or do we want a society that looks after everybody? I mean, I grew up in the 1980s. I saw the suffering that Margaret Thatcher inflicted on this country and what she did to people and the way she made them suffer through no fault of their own. And with this current government, I see us going back to those days, and I want to turn things round. I want to make a country that's fair for everybody to live in and where people get the benefits of what they put into society, and I want to stand up for them to enable that to happen.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Diolch pawb am wrando. Thank you everybody for listening. The last thing I want to say is I think this really is a choice here in Aberconwy between a Labour MP and a Tory MP, and it's one of the seats that will decide whether we have a Labour government or a Conservative government. And I'd urge everybody who wants a better, fairer Britain to give me their vote on the 7th of May so that we can make that better, fairer Britain happen. Diolch yn fawr, thank you.